guys, happy Monday. I am so excited to be here with my friend, Julie Farino, the voice behind the music. Julie, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. Thanks,
Oh,
Rebecca.
oh my gosh. So, what is the music that you sing in this podcast? Let everybody know who you are.
Do you mean sing it?
Yeah. Yes, please. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Monday motivation. Start your week off flying high. Monday motivation. It's your time to rise and shine.
Oh, yeah. Julie, thank you so much for inspire us the entire year with your voice.
Oh my gosh. Thank you
And
so much
what,
for having me, and thank you so much for allowing me to put that song on there too.
oh my gosh, my sister calls me from Canada, and I was like, "Did you ever listen to my podcast?" She's like, "Monday Motivation." She sings this song, and I was like, "You definitely I listen to my podcast. I love you for that." But what I wanted to ask you, I wanted to bring you on because it's the end of the year. This is our last Monday Motivation podcast because we're gonna retire Monday Motivation, and we're gonna bring Jump alive.
Come on.
So this is episode 51. We made a 51 episode this year, and we're ready for the new season, which is season number one of Jump. It's coming up the first of the year. And but I wanted to bring you not only because you are my super duper awesome friend,
Mhm.
but also because you have so much to share. We talk on the phone. You inspire me so much. You inspire my life so very much. And I was just wanted to people to be able to hear um, you, and who you are, and a little bit about you. So let's talk a little bit about how we met.
Okay. Well, first
Let's
of all,
talk about our friendships.
yes. Okay. Uh, well, first of all, I'm really honored to be here. Thank you so much for having me. And I'm so also honored by our friendship, Rebecca. You
Oh.
are such an encouraging friend. I'm sure your listeners are encouraged by just hearing your voice also.
Hmm.
Your legacy is joy and faith and hope. Um, and it's definitely affected my life. So, how we met. So, we met about 15 years ago, I guess. 14 or 15 years ago. We met at
Hmm.
church.
Hmm.
You were this spunky, smiling, full of joy,
No
sweet,
English.
no English girl who didn't know anybody from Brazil. I mean,
Yes.
you spoke English. I mean, not full English, but you spoke like, "Hi, love, Jesus."
Wow. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh gosh.
So, but yeah, and then we grew as friends as time went on, and our lives completely changed and
Mm.
grew, and we grew into families and husbands and children, and I mean, it's been a journey, girl. It has been a journey.
Yes. So if we want to talk about, just to give everybody that is listening a little bit of hope for 2019, what do you say it's something, what do you like to tell to the people that are listening to this that feel a little hopeless and depressed with the whole coming to the new year thing?
Yes. Well, it's a new year. If things were hard this last year, the thought is I'm moving forward. Those things are behind me. The sky is the limit. If it's happening to somebody else, why can't it happen to me? Great things.
Hmm.
Um, and that God has a hope and a future for your life. That's what I've always had to hold on to. Um, just knowing that as you go on through life and plant seeds, they eventually grow into a huge harvest that you just never expected to be there, except that you had these little seeds. It's like a miracle. I mean, you have this
Hmm.
little seed and you drop it into the ground, and before you know it, one day you walk out and it's not, and you don't even recognize the ground that you have, you know?
Yeah, I love to talk about seeds and harvest in this podcast. I think I probably spoke about seed and harvest about like 35 times because it's how I understand planting and life, you know. It
Yeah.
has a really good, relatable way for us to really understand what life could be if you seed and harvest and take
Yeah.
care, you know, of the things. Do you agree?
Yes, absolutely. It just makes, well, and you talk about that because that's your life. That's the life that you've lived since I've known you. I have a story about you. Can I share?
Well, I invite you to the podcast to share all my deep behind the scenes stories, but
Just
sure,
one story about hope, about a future, and
sure.
about faith too.
Okay.
So I remember we were, let's see, what year was this? I guess 2009,
Mm-hmm.
2008,
Mm-hmm.
2008.
Mm-hmm.
And we both were single
Mm-hmm.
girls at church, just hanging out every day. We lived close to each other. We'd come over each other's house
Mm-hmm.
and hang out. I was a
We did
single,
hang out quite a bit.
yeah, yeah. I was a single mom, and you uh, you lived pretty close. And so I would come over with my daughter, and we just kind of show up at each other's houses as friends.
Mm.
And I remember walking in one time, and you were folding these napkins, and it looked like napkins for like 400 people. And I
You're
said,
right.
"Oh
Mm-hmm.
my
Mm-hmm.
gosh, what are you doing?" And you said, "Oh, I'm just folding napkins." And I said, "I didn't realize there was an event coming up.
Mm-hmm.
What are you folding the napkins for? You didn't tell me there was like a 400 person event coming." And you said, "Well, Julie, I'm folding my napkins for my wedding." And I said, "Rebecca, you don't even have a boyfriend."
It's true.
You don't even have a boyfriend. And you
Mm-hmm.
said, "Well, Julie, if I'm not prepared, when I do have a boyfriend and then I do have a husband, where would I find free napkins like this? Someone gave me these napkins and they're perfect for a wedding.
No,
So
I found those napkins in IKEA, but they were perfect color. It
yeah,
was like green
and
and white and flowering. It was beautiful.
they were
Yeah.
so cheap.
Yeah.
So it was just incredible. So that I tell that story to so many of my friends who
Mm.
receive, who feel like maybe it's hard to think about going on. It's hard to see the future, and because they're looking at their circumstances now.
Mm.
But the truth is, and I remember thinking, that is bizarre. I remember being dumbfounded, like that is bizarre. And it wasn't until later on in my life that I realized the wisdom, and that's how you've lived your whole life,
Mm.
which was believing the best. And
Mm.
then eventually that's what you saw, and that's what you started to live.
Mm.
So, well, needless to say, I'm sure people have heard Joshua on the show. Obviously, you have a husband and a beautiful, beautiful family, children, and a beautiful child.
Mm.
Um, so I don't know. It's neat to see that, but I just realized that if you have nothing to hope for, and there's no hope in your heart for what you don't see now,
Mm.
it's going to be really hard to get there.
You're right about that. Yeah. And you know what the right now we're in a journey of hoping for. I always speak out my hopes. Did you notice that? I don't know why I do that. But
It's
I always speak out. I always tell like this is what I'm hoping for, you know?
yes,
And
yes,
right now we're in a journey and a hope for adopting kids and searching for them. And I
yes.
don't know where they're at, but I am already thinking like room decoration. I
Of
was
course
like,
you are.
oh my God, yeah. I was like, and how am I gonna throw the party? Like when I finally find our kids, I'll be like, I need to throw this party, invite all my friends so they can all like get give gifts to these kids and their lives will be so changing, and I'm so excited. My heart just jump of joy just to think about it. And I don't have nothing in my hand that proves that that's gonna happen.
Yes, except it's in your heart.
Yeah.
You're believing it
Hmm.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and that's hope, you know.
Yeah.
That's hope because I think that's what hope does to you. It just gives you a whisper to your ear that you can have a future. Doesn't matter what your circumstances are.
Yes.
And I remember that throughout our friendships of 15 years, I seen you from being a single mom and with a kid and struggle to having now this gorgeous house and kids and all your kids and your husband with the blue eyes that you wanted so much.
You do.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's an interest. We can't take for granted everything that God has been giving us. But
Yeah.
beyond that, it's just to be able to have a health friendship, which you being my friend throughout those years, and be able to understand where we came from. I cannot take that for granted. It's so valuable that money cannot buy and that cannot be purchased.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I want to teach people in the future how they can really cultivate friendships like that, because it's again a seed and harvesting. You have to seed, you have to watering, you have to put a miracle grow sometimes.
Yeah. Pull out some weeds.
Pull the weeds. We should make a music about that. Pull the weeds out.
Pull the
But but once you invest it, your harvest is so fulfilling. The fruit of the things, which is the fruit of friendship, it can be so reward, and we can grow so much.
weeds.
And that's what the friendship between me and you has been, is being a friendship of growth and serving each other in our own authenticity, to that you are the only person that was like, hey, I listen to your money motivation podcast, but be you.
That's good.
Don't be afraid of what people are going to think, and I'm the same way. I'm like, Julie, sing a song now. We need a song, you know I know you can make a song. Can you make a song now? Did you make a song? Julie, I need a song. Where is the song? You know? And I know I push you in many uncomfortable things all the time.
Yeah.
But this is how we become better, we become stronger.
Yes. And more vulnerable with each other.
Yes. Yes. Yes, absolutely. So what do you like to tell people, the people that feel that discouraged, they need hope for 2019? What do you like to tell them?
Well, I wrote something this morning in my journal.
I want to know.
I thought maybe I would read that.
Yes,
It's about hope.
that's
So,
perfect. That's what
hope
we're talking about.
is the thing that gets you up in the morning.
Yes.
It's hope keeps a smile on your face even in the midst of great trial. Hope gives you something to live for, to look forward to. Hope gives you strength. Hope is like a sunrise that whispers to you, hey, it's a new day.
Wow.
And our response in our heart is, thank God for that.
Right.
Thank God for that. Hope helps you to continue on a long journey. And
Endurance.
hope offers your soul a place to rest after such a hard time too.
Hope offers your soul a place to rest. Let's talk about that. That's so great. Can you make a song about that?
You're so funny.
Hope does all that. Hope whisper that tomorrow will be okay.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
if you listen to this podcast right now and you feel hopeless, I hope that from the sound of our voice, to know that we are, both of us are people that really didn't know what was going to happen to our future other than to having hope.
Mm, yeah.
And hope brought us to, and really, really our relationship with God has been tremendous to give us vision for the future. Because, Julie, I know it's a tender thing to talk about, but when you met your blue eyed man, which he looks like the magazine model,
Oh God.
and yeah, it's true fact. When you met the magazine model, and you guys finally started thinking about getting married and dating and everything, and then he got diagnosed with cancer. How what was like that for you?
Well, I guess let's for me, I guess in that time it was obviously a blow. It was almost like an egg. You're holding an egg and then you drop it on the ground and you hope it's going to bounce, but it just splatters.
Oh
It's
gosh,
that feeling, just
that's
that
not
crushed,
cool. Yeah.
that crushed feeling. But I just remember being faced with it, with the diagnosis, with what everyone was telling us we should do to fix it, all the treatment things, and
Mhm.
even just what the people at church were saying to do, and just even our friends, and all good advice. Everyone was
Mhm.
giving good
Mhm.
advice, but just thinking so far into the future with a thought of terror,
Mhm.
thought of fear,
Mhm.
and a thought of negative uh,
Report.
report, yeah,
Mhm.
in your mind,
Mhm.
caused torment to come into my soul.
Right. Oh yeah.
But when Jason and I, my husband's name is Jason, when Jason
Mhm.
and I just started praying and asking the Lord, how do we go forward from here, Lord?
Mhm.
And the Lord knows me too, as far as whenever I pray, I need things spelled out so simply to me in order for
Mhm.
my mind to wrap around it. And
Mhm.
and he said to us, just take it one day at a time. Don't look into the future with terror. Don't look into the future with
Mm.
fear. Just take it just
One
one day
day.
at a time. And if you're thinking about your future,
Mhm.
only allow thoughts that are of good report, that are lovely, that are beautiful, that are things that cause your heart to rest. Don't
Wow.
look into your future with fear. So we just started taking baby steps. And before we knew it, he'd gone through chemo. We'd gone through him, having a really hard time.
Mhm.
And months later, before we knew it, we came out of it.
In
And
Jesus' name.
the cancer was gone. Yeah. And
That's incredible.
what we gained
Mhm.
was lifetime friends, was
Mm.
realizing our lives, even when we're getting smushed and we're getting crushed, could actually affect other people for good.
Oh, wow.
And people could learn something from us, even when we felt like we had nothing to give.
Mm.
And just also learn how to be the one that is asking for help and saying,
Right.
hey, I need someone to help carry me along because
Right.
I don't know how we're going to get through this, but I know we are. We are going to get through this.
And you guys did.
And we did.
Praise God. And now you're in this rising season where you're pursuing different dreams, but also the things that you have to share, the books you have to write, and the songs you're making, those will be incredible. They're gonna be so good.
Well,
It's true. It's true. Because it's out of all this very raw pain experiences, there's so much beauty to be shared. And
yes,
nothing will be wasted. Not even one
yes,
single day will be wasted.
yes. And
And
that's the message to your listeners too. Not
mm,
one drop, not one tear, not one fear is wasted.
That's incredible.
Not one moment, you
That's
know?
incredible. Yeah, no, the best is yet to come, right? For
That's
this
right.
year.
That's right.
Okay, so what it will be, okay, you're very incredible. You share what was your reading this morning, but what will be the quote that will guide you? Or what will be the word that you feel for 2019? Like, what do you want to say?
Um, I guess the quote, the quote that's been on my heart for 2019 so far
Mm-hmm.
is the key to success is to start before you feel ready,
Whoa.
which has been something that has been a challenge for me over the years, is thinking through things so much that you end up getting these awesome ideas and plans, but then you end up doing nothing because because you've
Right.
talked yourself out of believing that it's possible.
Right. Right. Because
So
you want it to be perfect so much. You're
yes,
like, this has to be perfect, and I cannot right now do this because I don't have a $1,500,000.
yes,
And then you just don't do it because you feel not capable, and this is not the goal at all.
yes, and that's why you have to jump.
You
You
have
just
to
gotta shut
jump.
up and jump.
You just have to say, sing a song, come to the podcast, let's have a talk. It might bless someone, right? It might help somebody.
That's right, friend.
That's right. Okay, so you spoke the quote is means be do it before you're ready, correct?
Yes, basically do it before you feel ready.
Yes. And what do you say? I don't know if you can share that. What do you say about people asking or people having one word for 2019? What do you say that? How do you want to voice this?
Do you mean the concept of it?
The concept and the
Yeah.
challenge of it, because I know you challenged me on that, which I
Oh,
love you for that.
absolutely. So for the last 3 or 4 years, my husband and I have been looking at just right after Christmas, kind of getting together and brainstorming as to kind of our wins and our losses of the last year, and
Mm-hmm.
saying, this really worked and that didn't work, and this is how my heart feels at the end of this year, and this is where I'm at. And
Mm-hmm.
based on that,
Mm-hmm.
and praying about it and asking the Lord, um, what's our word for 2019?
Mm.
What do you want us to have as a constant word that we're focusing on for this calendar year?
Okay.
So for the first year we did it, the word for us was simplify.
Mm.
And we thought, oh, okay, well, I guess that means that we're gonna simplify our schedule, clean our garage, get things get things in order, kind of simplify all the clutter and social media and all sorts of other things going on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But all those things did get simplified, but it was so much more than I ever thought I'd have revelation or understanding about simplicity. Like even
Mm.
simplifying the gospel of what I've believed in
Mm-hmm.
in Christ, and just a lot of things in my life, simplifying my actual relationships and
Mm.
relationships with family.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so all that to say, each year it's been a different word. And when we set out on the year, we think, oh yeah, I know what that word means. But by the end of the year, we
It's a new
realize,
revelation.
yes, it's a way to grow. It's really
Way to
been
go.
a growth experience for my husband and I, um, of really seeing what that means.
Oh,
So
that's incredible.
yeah.
Yeah, I have few days now to really search, or maybe if you listen, it's Monday, you have no day, you have few hours to really think about what is my word for 2019 and pursue that.
Mm.
Really pursuing and growing that, which is pretty incredible. Jules,
Yeah.
really quick note is I am so happy that you were able to be here in this podcast. I'm so excited for the future. I would like to invite you again for a jump. I would like to have you back for Jump. Um, but for the creators, I mean, you are artists and you know exactly how creators feel. For creators to feel alone, hopeless, just struggle with money, they are not in the right place, they don't know what the future is like. What is that one thing that you like to tell them?
Mm. Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up. You're better than you think.
That's good.
I think that that's been the biggest thing. Your work and the expression of your heart and creativity and creation is better than you think. And when I say better than you think, I'm talking about the negative thought, the negative talk, the negative dialogue that's going on in your mind. That causes paralysis of the heart and the mind.
Right.
And it causes us to do nothing, or it
Right.
causes us to be so down on ourselves that we feel like we don't have anything to offer. But that's just simply not true.
Right.
So I think that's, don't give up. You're better than you think. And when I say you think, it's those thoughts that are, those negative thoughts are just ridiculous.
Right.
Um,
That's incredible. Thank you, Jules. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your words of encouragement for this Monday Motivation podcast. Can we end with the song?
again.
Whatever song. It doesn't need to be Monday Motivation podcast. It can be any song.
Oh, well, first of all, I just want to thank you so much for having me, Rebecca. This has been such an honor to be on here with you and to just see your journey. And I'm just excited about even the jump word. I mean, that's just been your life, and
Aww.
lived it and been such an example to me of jump and such an inspiration to me. So, as far as a song to sing, I don't want to sing somebody else's song. So I think I will.
Good.
And I don't have my piano, so I'm
Okay.
thinking I'm gonna start working on the jump song.
That's good.
And then hopefully have it ready for this new year.
Oh, we're excited for that. I am so excited for the new Jump song.
I am too.
Did you already start it?
I'm starting it as we speak. I'm just kidding.
Oh, go ahead then.
Yes, I've started a bit. Yeah. So
Can you can't share?
no, I don't have anything, but I will.
Okay, that's good enough. Thank you, Jules. You're the best.
Oh my
I
God.
love you.
Thanks for having me. I love you too.
All right. Thank you.